I don't do failure.
Yeah.
But I do lessons, but I don't do failure. So pressure doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Our fitness vision is giving you a peek behind the curtains to the man behind our plans. We're here at Vision Nutrition Supplement Shop and HQ of Team Vision Nutrition to speak with our coach, Ed.
Ed is the owner, founder and coach of Team Vision Nutrition. He's a successful business owner, award-winning online coach and a competitive bodybuilder as well as a family man. Join us and see how he fits all of this in to his daily life.
I'm in my belly shining bright, diamonds dancing in the night, Ferrari parked under moonlight, living fast but feeling right. My bed wave, champagne rain, golden order, no more pain. Every second ultra prime, luxury written in time.
Hey gang, so we're here in Vision Nutrition in Bedford with our coach Ed. So we're going to ask Ed a couple of questions about how he got into fitness, what his journey's been like, what it's like to be a business owner, and how he fits all of his busy lifestyle into a normal day, normal week. Ed, thank you for the time, allowing us to come into the shop.
It's all right.
So starting at the beginning, what got you into fitness?
The very beginning, I started as a rugby player, playing for my local team, Wembley, and then being scouted for various Premiership teams, and then got injured early on. So career ended pretty quick before it even started, and then discovered the gym with a mutual friend of ours, Barnsley, who's no longer with us. I kind of never looked back.
Was the goal always to get into bodybuilding per se, or was it just keeping fit?
Yeah, it was always bodybuilding based, but I never had an initial intention to compete or anything like that. It was just a typical, teenager, early 20s, let's get as big as I can and see what happens. And I was working as a doorman as well, so it was just about having mass, like just be big and scary. Yeah, basically. So, there was no intention to compete at that stage.
Okay. We will come on to competing because obviously that's a massive part of your journey in your life at the moment. You obviously have set up a coaching brand, a coaching business.
Yeah.
You have how many clients at the moment?
I don't even know. I think since changing the brand and opening the shop, because to take a kind of step back, I kind of dropped a ton of clients to open the shop and focus on that. So I kind of started rebuilding again, only really, apart from my core clients, about 6 months ago. So I'm probably pushing about 50-ish, various different lifestyle, competitive stuff like that, there or thereabouts, yeah.
What took you from getting into the gym and getting yourself to like the level that you're at, and then what tipped you over to saying, I now want to coach other people?
That's a good question, actually. I've always liked helping people, to be fair, in whatever I did. So whether it was my career in property or something, I like mentoring and helping people achieve because I want to see everyone win. And then I suppose we'll probably touch on my journey a bit more later on, but from where I was obese for a while and then I transformed myself with the help of coaches and stuff as well, I'm not claiming all the glory, and then learning my trade and then, doing all my studies and stuff, I started helping people for free originally, just a few mates here and there. And then I realised I can make a job out of this. Yeah. And sort of then it became a side hustle to my property with all the intention of transitioning at some point. And then one day I made the jump.
Never look back.
Yeah, now we're here. Yeah.
30 to 50 clients, that seems quite a bit. It seems a high number for someone who doesn't understand that side of the industry. Is it a lot, and how do you fit all of that in?
I
Obviously
think
they will have different demands. They have various check-ins throughout the week and things like that.
It's just time management, isn't it? Like same as anything. Like I come from a corporate background, so you learn to manage time because you have to. So I think as long as I do little work blocks. So I have I train in the morning, then I do client check-ins. Then I come and open the shop. Once I've got everything set up in the shop, I have another work block of client check-ins. So I spread it throughout the day. So it doesn't really affect me. I could, in theory, double that number. And that is my aim, to be fair. But yeah, like if you break it down to say 50 clients, if I only did 5 check-in days a week, that's only 10 clients a day. And then, that's probably 3-4 hours work realistically. So it's not as bad as you seem. Like once you get to know a client, there's a bit more initially when you're learning how their body responds and so on and so forth. But once you know them and how they react, it's a little bit easier to say, well, we're going to make this change this week. Well, actually, we're going to stay the same because we don't need to make a change. And then, as you know, everyone's messaging me daily anyway with training videos and stuff. So I'm giving them feedback through the week and people come and train with me. So, yes, it's not as bad. And because I love it, I don't care if I'm up till midnight because, it's not a job to me.
And you can do it in the shop, obviously, when you've got no customers and all that. So talking of training, like various different people and things like that, one of my main questions was, is there to you a fundamental difference between harder or easier between training or coaching men versus women?
No, because they both have different demands, really. I don't think one's harder than the other. Women may analyse things a bit more, and I don't mean that as a horrible stereotype, but that's just a natural woman thing to think about it and analyse it. And often the men will just take the plan and go, all right, cheers. But then I often find that by the women overanalyzing, or not overanalyzing, by thinking about and analysing, they're more critical and tend to train a little bit better. And I see some guys not getting the results because they think, I can do it. And they don't check, or is this right? Is that right? They just assume they can do it right because ego, basically. So there's those sort of differences, but I don't really think one's harder than the other. They just both have their own nuances. Okay.
You mentioned earlier about when we were talking about how many clients you've got, which is a nice sort of segue onto my next question is, where do you see Team Vision going? Obviously, you're bringing on more coaches and, more different aspects of the coaching element in terms of, I know you've been looking into the mental health side and how you can support your clients with that. Where do you see Team Vision going and what do you want it to become?
I want it to become the best known brand in the bodybuilding world, basically. Although, yes, I coach lifestyle clients as well. I coach them in a bodybuilding style because that's my style. I want to be like Team Pro Coach, who, arguably the biggest coaching team, I'd say, in the country. Everyone knows who they are. Absolutely smashing it. And if I can have a name that's as big as those or close to as big as them, I'd be happy. But I don't just want to do competitive bodybuilders. So hence why I'm taking on other coaches. I will predominantly deal with the competitors, and then I'll have like a lifestyle coach. I'll have a posing coach, somebody who deals with mental health, and so on like that. So that's the plan. And then I can say when somebody comes to me, I'll go, I've got the person for you. That's that person, etc. That's the aim, eventually.
So talking of coaches, you're our coach, and we know obviously other members of Vision, but you have a coach yourself.
I do.
So why, in your mind, why do you need a coach? Can you not coach yourself, or what does it bring to you more to have your own coach separately?
So there's quite a big answer. Many reasons. One, accountability. Same as I keep you guys accountable, as you know, I will give you a bollock in here and there.
Yes.
And to keep you on the straight and narrow, I need that as well. Like, yes, I have the knowledge. Yes, I can coach myself, and yes, I have coached myself. But as you mentioned, I'm busy. I've got a lot going on. So if somebody can take that thinking away from me, I can just, they write it down, I just do it. And I'm blessed, I'm coached by one of the best bodybuilders on the planet. So his knowledge is unbelievable. So I'm learning from him as well as him assisting me. And and I just see value in it, like guiding me. A second set of eyes, because we're all self-critical. I can look at myself and go, I look skinny and flat, and then he might look at me and go, what are you talking about? You're the biggest you've ever been, or vice versa. I might think I look jacked, and he'll go, well, you look fat, mate. Like, so, it's,
it's a nice little point that you made there, because we've all been guilty of, I feel I look small, or I'm not as lean as I want to be, or I'm a little bit fluffy, whatever the case may be. And you do need that, bring yourself back down to you call it, give your head a wobble.
Give your head a wobble,
That's the usual thing, but how important is that when people are training, whether it's lifestyle or competitive? How important is it for people to have that person that says, actually, you're in your head a little bit, or...
Massively. Because if you get in your head too much, that could be so detrimental in the direction you're going. And if all you need is someone to give your head a wobble and just say, look, you're doing better than you think, or actually you're not doing as good as you think. Let's dig deeper, or let's ease it back a bit. And a proper coach will give you an honest opinion. I spoke to Nat the other day and I was like, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a bit harsh, but I don't mean it in a harsh way. It's because I see something in someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a coach, you're not going to do that in yourself. Sometimes, and we're all guilty of it, things get a bit hard, I'll ease up a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we're all guilty, but if you've got somebody giving you that little kick up the arse, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
So all your coaching, all your training at the moment, all your food that you do is all from your coach as is from you?
Well, James, so my training plan is my own training plan.
Okay.
I sent it to James and he had a look at it and goes, right, yeah, I'm fine. He tweaked it and said, look, let's do a little less volume in terms of the amount of sets I was doing. But the actual training plan itself, he hasn't changed. It's what I wrote for myself.
Yeah.
But food, again, I sent him my meal plan and he more or less kept the same foods in. He just tweaked the amounts and the timings and stuff around them. A couple of other changes. And then obviously my supplements and various other bits he controls, but advises. Yeah. So
okay.
Awesome. I think it's a nice little segue into competing, because obviously your coach is
James Hollingshead.
a competitive pro bodybuilder. Beg your pardon. How important was it for you to make that jump? Because there's coaches who aren't pro who are very good.
Some amazing coaches.
But obviously, when you're pushing yourself to that next level, in your opinion, how important is it to have someone who's done the journey?
I think it's a tough one because there's some coaches out there that live a bodybuilding life but haven't gone to the top level, that aren't IFBB pros, but still their knowledge is ridiculous. The same as there's some football coaches that have never been a pro footballer, but still some of the best coaches on the planet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't necessarily think you have to have been a high level, but I think you need to have lived it to an extent. I mean, so if I didn't live as a bodybuilder and I'm training you like bodybuilders, and when you're saying, oh, I'm in a hole, I'm hungry, I can't relate to it.
Yeah.
Or I'm bloated, I'm struggling, I can't relate to it. So you need to live it. I don't think you necessarily have to be a pro, but yeah, I mean, I've been with a couple of coaches that are local level, I'd say, that some good, some bad. And then obviously I'm now with James, who's, arguably one of the top 10 bodybuilders on the planet. And he's coached by one of the best coaches on the planet. Yeah. So his coach is Zach Fotheringham. His knowledge will pass down to James. Then I'm getting both of their knowledge, so I'm winning.
Yeah. It can only be a good thing.
Yeah.
And you also train, Lucy at the moment, who's also sort of a deputy coach, so to speak.
Well, not even a deputy. She's a coach, but under the Team Vision brand. Lucy's earned her stripes. She's been coaching a few years herself. Her clients are absolutely smashing it.
Yeah.
She's just taken on a competitive client herself, her first one, who's going to go next year.
Great.
Lucy's she's a weapon, an absolute weapon.
That's huge.
It's I do look at her like a proud dad almost. Do you know what I mean? Because where she's come from and to where she is now, it is insane. And I've got top level IFBB pros in my inbox saying she's going to cause problems. And this is her first year getting on stage. And she's only 23, so
starting young.
I'd like to see her get a pro card. I can't say, I'm not one of these coaches who says she's going to go pro because that's out of our hands. We can't control that. But I'd like to think she could.
Yeah, so you obviously have had and completed many competitions. You've now got Lucy who is having her first competition as well. How many shows have you got coming up this year? And is the goal the IFBB pro card?
So I'm going first this year. So I'm in just over 5 weeks and a day or something like that, which is UK BFF. And my plan initially for that is just to qualify for the British finals. And then if I get a British final qualification, they are handing out, well, not handing out, you got to earn them. Just dishing them out. There are 16 IFBB Elite Pro cards to be won there. I'm not saying I'm at that standard because I'm not. I just turn up and see what happens. and that's if I was to make it to the final. And then I go again a week later at PCA Welsh Championships, again with the aim to compete, to get a qualification for the British finals. And they are handing out PCA pro cards at both the Welsh and the British. However, the standard there is insane. And then I actually haven't said to anyone about this. My aim is to finish men's physique this year. Yeah. Well, everyone knows that. And I did say to everyone I was retiring, I'm retiring from men's physique. And the plan is to take a couple of years out and just see how much size I can add and then see where I land in 2 years. Yeah. So whether I land in classic, men's open, or I stay in men's physique, we don't know. But me and James have a plan to see what happens. Yeah. And then Lucy's first show, she's doing a PCA first timers. So she's about 9.5 weeks or 9 weeks out. That's in Telford. And then a week later, she's doing 2 bros in Milton Keynes, which then allows her to then move on the next week to do an IFBB Pro qualifier. It depends on how she fares. Yeah. So, yes, the aim for Lucy is to get her an IFBB Pro card. We're not aiming for it in year one. Like, we're realistic. Yeah, if it happened, fucking hell, it'd be amazing. But look, we're realistic. So, and then we'll then transition Lucy out of trained bikini into figure. So likelihood is we'll probably take a year to 18 months out for Lucy as well. Okay. And then see what happens there. But yeah. And then I've got more people competing next year, but this year it's literally just me and Lucy.
Yeah. I just want to segue quickly because you made a really good point that, you know, you're going to take 2 years out. Lucy's potentially 18 months to 2 years out after her round of shows this year. Yeah. Talk to us about how, phrase the question the right way, bodybuilding or getting in shape is not a quick fix.
No, God, no. It's years. Yeah. So what you think may take 6 months is going to take you 6 years. Like, and I often get people inquiring about coaching, and it will make me laugh. Some of them are in okay shape. Some of them look like a melted wheelie bin. But they'll come to me and say, right, I'm going on a holiday in 6 weeks. I want to get in shape, but I don't want to look as big as you. Yeah. I'm not the biggest guy on the planet, but I'm like, do you think you're going to get here in 6 weeks? But like, it's not, do you know what? And it isn't because they're delusional, arrogant, that people just don't know. Yeah. They just assume, like, or I had a guy come in the other day and he's like, how much running do you do to get to your shape and size? So, I don't run. Yeah. I couldn't run a bath, mate. Like, yeah. Like, I don't, and he just assumed you just got to run loads and you get jacked. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was part of the reason why we set up this channel, is to help with the misinformation. Yeah. We're by no means qualified or experts in the field. We've just lived and breathed it for the last however many years, decades in my case. Yeah. I do want to touch on what kind of plonker says I want to get in shape for a holiday in 6 weeks.
In my defence, did it not work?
It did, yeah.
Because I had a level foundation.
I was about to say, there's a caveat here. I had already coached you for a little bit before. Yeah. You had a little bit of time out. You carried on training. Yes. And then came back to me already in decent shape. So it's not like we were starting with a blank canvas. Yeah. It was just, we just had to tidy you up, like drop a bit of, intensely, not even fat. You were, but you were, it's not that you were fat. We just had to lean you down a bit. So I essentially put you in competition prep for 6 weeks. Yeah. To get you there, which was intense, to be fair. Yeah. And there'll be maybe not optimal, but you had a goal. You gave me 6 weeks. So I did what I could do in 6 weeks.
And I gave it everything I could in 6 weeks. And I, messaged you, didn't I, the day before holiday, which was the last check-in of before my holiday. Yeah. And I was in tears.
You were crying,
I was so happy. But like, just to touch on that, pretty much what you said is, I didn't go to you and say, not that I'd never been to you before, regardless, I want a 6 week plan, because that doesn't work. That's not sustainable. It doesn't work. Yeah, and you don't offer that. I wanted to be coached. It just so happened to be that
there was a goal.
6 weeks before my holiday, can we see what we can do? But then obviously after my holiday, both of us have continued on, and now there's another goal in place, and then another goal in place, and things like that. So it's long term, and I think, like Wayne said, that's what the channel is about, is basically not saying, do these 6 weeks, 12 week programs that are going to transform your life. It's a long process. The slower, the better. You've got to sustain it, and it's hard work, but depending on how bad you want it.
And do you know, it annoys me when I see these, and you see it all the time. 12-week summer shred, photo shoot prep, 8 weeks, blah blah blah. And I get it from a business perspective. You're trying to draw people in to earn money with the hope that they will then stay with you. So I get it, right? But I just wouldn't do it because in my eyes, you're selling a false narrative. I'm telling someone I can get you Instagram model ready in 12 weeks. Some people can if they come to you already in a good start point, but most people you can't. And then I think you're then selling them a false dream and setting them up for failure. So I'll be realistic with you. So you come to me, we will get you ready in as long as it takes to get you ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
The risk is all on the coach then, because if you don't do it in those 8 or 12 weeks, it's like, well, Ed's no good
Yeah.
because he didn't get me, get me shredded.
And look, don't get me wrong, I will get you results in 8 to 12 weeks, absolutely. But I'm not going to turn you into the next Mr. or Mrs. Olympia. Like, it's just not going to happen. Yeah. Unless you're already coming to me with years of coaching experience, but then you wouldn't come to me for a 12-week shred at that point. You'd be coming to me for a long-term coach. So, so it's irrelevant.
Speaking of long-term coach, we've known each other for decades without aging us too much.
Do you know, I was thinking about this the other day. So, what month are we in? July. So September, we've been mates 30 years.
Oh, I was only 5 years old when you guys
Yeah.
become friends.
But it's mad though, isn't it? Yeah.
And you're both bold.
Yeah. I might be.
The years have been tough.
What are you trying to say?
It's been a hard road.
Yeah. It's been a tough friendship.
It's interesting because I was talking to Josh the other day and he said we've been friends longer than he's been alive.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Which is, but yeah, my question on that is, it's a long-term commitment. I mean, we've known each other for nearly 30 years.
Yeah. Since 1996.
Yeah.
That shows how old we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've been coaching me for, you haven't been coaching me for, I was going to say you've been coaching me for 4 years, but you haven't because I was shit for the first 2.5 years.
So I was there as a coach for 4 years.
But you didn't do the coaching.
Yeah, like
Telling me what to do, I just wasn't applying it.
Yeah.
But it's not, well, to me, it's not a 1 year, 2 year thing, depending on your goals, obviously, because I know you've had other people that you've known for years. I'm thinking of Rob, for example, who has, he no longer gets you to coach him, but I presume he still stays in touch.
Yeah, we still speak to Rob, yeah.
What would you say for the average person wanting to get in holiday or bikini shape or, summer shape? How long would that should that take, or could that take in most scenarios?
How long is a bit of string? So it all depends. There's so many factors in it. What condition what's your starting point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you're morbidly obese, yes, you're initially going to drop a hell of a lot of weight, water weight and fat weight, but you still might not be what people consider beach body ready.
Yeah.
And that's subjective. Some people may see one size as beach body, some people, so, it's horses for courses. But originally, like an average person, let's just say an average man that weighs, I don't know, 80, 90 kilos, got a little bit of podge around, but not fat, just genuinely, has a beer and a curry at the weekend with the boys, but plays a bit of football here and there. 6 months, I could probably get you in decent shape.
If they put in the work.
If they put in the work, exactly. Like, I can give you the blueprints, but you need to build your house.
Yeah.
Ultimately, do you know what I mean? Like, I can give you a kick up the arse and say you're not doing good enough, but I can't force you to do it.
Yeah.
So it depends how hard you're willing to work. But at the same time, I don't want you to overwork and burn yourself out, because then you're going to cause systemic fatigue and you're going to cause problems. So there's a balance.
Yeah.
But realistically, I'll get you in a decent shape in 6 months. But like for you came to me not in bad shape, footballer type shape body, and now obviously, quite a big bodybuilder, at a good size. But
Clip that bit.
yeah, I'm saving that, putting it in the bag. But that will, and your actual bodybuilding journey started with me, probably just coming up a year ago.
Yeah.
Before I was just lifestyle coaching you to keep you fit.
Yeah.
Now you're bodybuilding, so, and your body's transformed huge in 12 months. So a lot of people are looking, well, how do I look next week? Let's worry about how you look in 12 months.
Yeah.
The changes are going to be small, but they compound.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
I think that's another really good point. I'm hogging the mic a little bit now, sorry. Because I messaged you a couple of weeks ago, and I said I feel like I'm not putting any size, and you said to me, just have a look at the photos from a couple of months ago, and then it was like, shit, it was like that is a massive journey. And I know there's been a cut and a growth phase, and then I'm on another sort of recomp
Yeah.
timeline, but the changes from September, October to March when I finished the cut, to when was the end of June, sorry, when I finished that halfway through the bulk, or the growth phase.
Excuse me.
It is, we obviously send you weekly photos, progress photos, and it's very easy for someone to look at last week to think I've not changed, but it's month on month, almost quarter on quarter to be
Look at it, go corporate wise, go by quarters, but also as well, like what a lot of people don't realise, to put it in layman's terms and easy, bodybuilding is like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because we spend 3, 4, 5, 6 months adding size onto you, trying to do it slowly, keeping you lean, keeping you insulin sensitive and so on. And then spend a couple of months pulling you back, tidying you up as you are now in a recomp.
Yeah.
And then get you to that point where your insulin sensitivity is high again, your abs are clearly defined, although I would never let you lose your abs in an off season anyway, and then push you again. Do you know what I mean? So then you take another 2 steps forward, and then we take a step backwards again to lean up, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be done. You find people go too hard too soon and they overbulk and end up becoming sloppy.
Yeah.
And then they have to dig even harder to diet. And then in doing so, they end up losing loads of muscle. Yeah. And then they go, I've made no progress. Because you got sloppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting actually based on that fact, because obviously I messaged you the other day about now I'm in a growth phase, shall we say, after I finished my cut.
Yeah.
And I was asking about being soft and
what's my opinion of soft?
What's your opinion of soft? But
and I ripped you a second arsehole.
Absolutely tore me apart. It's okay, forgive me. But no, so I was looking back at my photos yesterday from the beginning of the year, and I'm not going to turn around and say, oh my God, I was fat, but I had visibly clear fatter areas. And then I look at myself sort of on my cut, even as today and yesterday and stuff like that, and the difference that I can visibly see in my body is insane. But I'm not going to compare myself to last week. I'm comparing myself to 3 months ago.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be.
That's the thing about a long-term coaching or a long-term journey is if you do a 6-week cut or a 6-week transformation, whatever you want to do, the difference in them 6 to 12 weeks isn't going to be as drastic as when you look back at 3, 4, 5, 6 months compared to if you're training for that long.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's how you should be and a lot of people just aren't, and I'm guilty of it. I look at myself in the mirror, and especially now where I'm deep into prep, and obviously I'm getting flat because that's the aim. I look at myself and go, you're skinny and shit. do you know what I mean? And then yesterday, James gave me a little refeed, so we bumped the carbs up. And today in the mirror, I'm like, actually, I'm more happy with this. And then tomorrow, once that water's probably dropped back down again, I'll be like, you're skinny and shit again. That's just, we're all guilty of it. It's just accepting that that's a part of the process. But that's what keeps you hungry, because you're never going to reach perfection. Because when you get to perfect, you go, well, I could add more, and then therefore, well, that's not perfect. So then you keep going. Like I would say, perfect doesn't exist. Just keeps you hungry.
On that, then, how do you deal? Because this industry mentally is very mentally demanding. It can take a bit of I don't want to say a toll, but you've got to dig deep. And as you've just said, you can look at yourself in the mirror and feel this, and then the next day feel this, and that's quite a up and downness. How do you deal with the mental side of it? For me,
without going into a therapy session, in my childhood, but now I was raised old school, right? Suck it up. Basically, suck it up, buttercup. You feel a bit down, chin up, you're a man. Boys don't cry. And I know nowadays you're like, fucking hell, they do. You can let's have a cuddle. But that's not how I was raised. So that's not how I personally deal with it. I would never say that to somebody else now. I'm like, look, let's have a hug. But yeah. So I don't really. I'm quite. Yes, I can get hot-headed at times, but normally I'm quite chilled and laid back, so I don't really let it get to me. And the way I see it is, I've chosen this. No one's held a gun to my head and go, "You will be a bodybuilder. You will suffer in prep." I've gone. I choose that. I'll have a go at that. Yeah, that's a bit of me. But I thrive under pressure. So, like Wayne, I come from a high-pressure corporate background in my old career, where everything's demanded, and they ask you to do something now, but they wanted it done yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'm used to the pressure. So I don't. Yeah, like
And
give me more.
That would have been drilled into you playing England rugby as well.
Yeah, when I was at rugby, yeah, and do you know what? When I was at rugby, it was more just go out and enjoy it. I played rugby, started in the 90s when it hadn't long been pro. Like, it's not like it is now where they are genuinely elite athletes. Like, when I was at Saracens as a kid, you know, like, they were still going out and getting pissed after a game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, curry at half time. Like, like there was no, they weren't quite that bad. But like, yeah, it wasn't as professional as it is now.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, yeah, and it wasn't a well-paid. A lot of pro rugby players still had a job.
Yeah.
So it was different. It was very different then to what pro rugby players are nowadays. But yeah, and then obviously I went into the corporate world, into property, and did that for 20 odd years.
Yeah.
Hated it from day one, but it paid well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so, and yeah, I don't. I'm one of the people. If I'm under pressure, I just deal with it. Like, ultimately, I know I've just really gone round the houses with that answer, but whatever it is, like if I'm skint, I don't go, oh, I'm going to mope. I just
Gonna waste
fine.
our time to choose
yeah,
someone.
no, yeah. Well, not even that. Like I'll find. Well, how do I get out of that hole?
Yeah.
Like rather than sulk, something's not going right. How do I make it right?
Yeah.
Like my older sister always says to me, if you fall in a barrel of shit, you'll come out smelling the roses. Because
Wow.
yeah, like because I don't do failure.
Yeah.
Like I do lessons, but I don't do failure. So pressure doesn't bother me.
I
'Cause
like
I
that.
just
don't
learn
do
from it.
failure. I do lessons.
Yeah, I just learn from it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't get it from, mate. I've made a lot of bloody mistakes. Like to get to where I am.
Yeah.
I still make mistakes daily. Like,
Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
have to, don't you, to
yeah,
learn from it?
but that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not making mistakes, you ain't trying hard enough.
Yeah. Well, again,
Yeah.
another good
Yeah,
sentence.
simple as that. Yeah.
Speaking of being,
About the shop.
speaking of being outside your comfort zone,
Yeah.
you went from a career that you hated but could do.
Yeah.
you knew
Well, I
it-
don't know if I could do. I've blagged my way through it for 20
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, for the benefit of the doubt, you could do it, to opening a supplement store.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Bit of a change, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. So do you know what I attempted? So again, like if we kind of just dip a toe into property for a minute, started as a junior estate agent, and then worked my way up to property management, block management, etc., and then eventually worked my way up to an operations director, like as high as I could get. And then, but you could see my mood changing. Like Katie would say to me on a Sunday night, like, what's wrong? Like she could see me kind of going into myself a bit, knowing that on Monday I'm going into London. Well, originally I was obviously born and raised in London, but then at that point going into, when I moved out here to Bedford to go down to London, and just thinking, oh, I've got that commute, and with all the fucking lemmings on the train, and like it just, I was getting down, and then knowing that I'm going to have to pick up everyone else's pieces in the office because as soon as something goes wrong, people are like, oh, I don't know, and they freeze, and no, don't worry, Ed will deal with it. And I hated it. And then it got to the point, I think the last couple of years, to be fair, I got sacked a couple of times purely because my head wasn't in it. I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And when your head's not in it, especially in property, and it's a ruthless industry anyway.
There's no hiding place.
Yeah, you make one or two mistakes, you're going to get found out, and that's it, game over.
Yeah.
You know, and as nice it is to have a 6-figure salary and, you know, drive a nice car. Like, yes, I had a nice Range Rover and we had nice holidays and blah, blah, blah. But what the fuck is it? It meant nothing.
Yeah.
And then me and Katie were on holiday. Well, my sister and Katie's dad kindly went halves and paid for us to go to Sweden on my 40th birthday, for my 40th birthday. So we went to Stockholm.
Nice.
And I was saying to Katie, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out. And then she was like, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know at that point.
Yeah.
And I'd had a few attempts. I tried to kind of like, I had a little attempt. I came out of property. I went into car sales for a little bit. That was shit. And then I had a couple of attempts at other little things here and there. But I always gravitated back to property because that was my bread and butter, and that's what I knew. And at this time, I was like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm going full time into the fitness world. Like, I already had a little bank of coaching clients that would cover my bills. And then this shop came up for sale. So it was already an existing shop.
Yeah.
wasn't doing great. Like, not many people knew it existed. It's one of those ones, if you know, you know, but if you don't, like, it was quite dark and dingy and so on. So I bought it, renovated the whole shop, changed some of the stuff that was being sold, bought in some bigger brands, well-known brand, built relationships with other shops and supplement brands, and I've grown it. So, you know, I'm not a millionaire, but as I don't really earn money off it because I'm putting it back into the business.
Yeah.
So at this stage, it's only, I've only been going a year.
Yeah.
Is the plan to stay here, or do you want to grow this shop?
I don't know. Look, I'm ambitious. I always want more.
Yeah.
Like I'm hungry. Like I'm not good at settling, but I've got ideas and plans, but I don't know what path that's going to take. Whether I set up my own supplement brand and go down that route, whether I open more shops, you know, whether my coaching overtakes and then I just put somebody in here into work and this is just my little baby in the background, and then I go, I don't know. There's lots of things I'd like.
Yeah.
Ideally, I need an investor to come and throw a load of money at me, and I can turn that money into more money for them.
Yeah.
We'll insert a paid ad now.
Yeah. Pay me.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be the dream. Somebody did offer to invest not too long ago, and then he had another opportunity came up, and it was between me and that other opportunity, and he ended up emigrating out to Dubai.
Yeah.
And then he was still offered the money, and I was like, no, I want you here.
Yeah.
So we didn't go through with it, which is a shame because he offered a lot of money.
But that just speaks to your discipline as well, which obviously you need to be disciplined to be a competitive bodybuilder. But in terms of business, you've got sort of half a vision for where you want what you want the shop to be. But it's not, you're not going to take money for the sake of taking money. It needs to be under the right circumstances.
Yeah, it needs to be the right thing with the right person as well. You know, and like I'd like to have a clothing brand, but again, massively saturated market. Yeah. Well, I'd love to have a Gymshark, you know. I'd love to be a billionaire, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, I'm not saying as big as that, but something that people appreciate and mean, but like, you know, it's money, innit? Yeah. Money makes money.
Talking of your clothing range,
yes,
you do have a few bits and pieces that you've got out. You've got, I've got a Vision Nutrition t-shirt. Wayne's got a Vision Nutrition t-shirt, and obviously that represents you, your coaching, your shop, and things like that. How does it make you feel when you see other people, Josh, me, Wayne, for example? Lucy?
I love it. Yeah, like, do you know, I went into a gym, only a local gym the other day, and I just went to train because I was in a rush. I had to, you know, it wasn't my usual gym, so I did a day pass, and I saw like 7 or 8 people all in Team Vision shirts, and I was like, I made that. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. So yeah, it is. It's real, like I was having a chat with Wayne the other day. Like, I suffer bad with imposter syndrome as well. Like, why me? Like, why have I got this success? Like, why are these IFBB bodybuilders in my inbox? You know, why are they sharing my post? You know, all these things. Like, why are people coming to buy my brand, like, and not someone else's? And I think, well, I suppose that just keeps me hungry and humbled, doesn't it? But yeah, of course, there's a little bit like, it's like when I see one of my clients looking well, or somebody commenting like, "Look how good you look," and I think, I did that. Do you know what I mean? I like it, but
like after my 6-week cut.
yeah, it's nice. Yeah, like like it's just like being a proud dad, isn't it? Like I am with my kid. You know, when my kids do well, like I get emotional. I start welling up. Yeah, I do the same with clients, like, because I'm so passionate about it. Yeah.
I think imposter syndrome, I mean, it's a fucker if you've got it, or when you get it. I've suffered with it throughout my professional career. I don't know if you have at work as well. I'm sure you have at times. But I think you've got to be of a certain mindset to let imposter syndrome affect you anyway. I think if you want to be successful and you want to do well, part and parcel of that is having imposter syndrome. I don't think anyone wakes up and thinks, I'm the shit every day.
No.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, look.
No, I wanted an example first before I gave my
There are
answer.
some people like that. Yeah. You know, and this industry is full of them. There are the fitness industry as a whole and bodybuilding as a whole. There are a lot of egos and a lot of dickheads. And if you can't see the dickheads, you're probably the dickhead. Do you know what I mean? You know, and I get a lot of hate. Like, there are some people that think I'm the dickhead. You know, and probably rightly so. I act accordingly. You know? but like, but it's there are some. Yeah, that's just the industry, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think you find
that's any industry. I think
you find dickheads wherever you go.
Yeah,
unfortunately. Just one last thing on the shop, Ed, which actually nicely touches on imposter syndrome. There's a couple of certificates behind us nominating you for Small Business of the Year. Firstly, how does that sit with you inside of a year of taking over this shop?
Yeah.
But also in relation to your imposter syndrome, like other people are recognizing that.
Yeah. Again, like, it's nice to have, but like, and this is going to sound maybe a bit dickish, but I don't. It's not that I don't care about it. That's not the right word, because I do. Like, I appreciate it, but I don't let it bother me. Like, you know, I'm a finalist for Small Business of the Year UK, and I'm also a finalist for Online Coach of the Year UK. You know, which is it's big, it's nice, but I don't care whether I win or not. Like, I'm still going to do what I do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it'd be nice.
To get to your head
Yeah,
sort of thing.
the same as when I compete. When people go, "Oh, do you think you're going to win?" I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to win? Of course I do.
Yeah.
But as long as I look better than I did last year, I've won. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing. It's not like a normal sport, like rugby, for example, where you know the opposition. You play for Sarahs, you're going up against Harlequins, for example. You know what the opposition are.
Yeah.
In bodybuilding, you don't know until you're there. So asking you on, you know, we're going down to Brighton next week. I can ask you on the journey down. If you think you're going to win, you have no idea until you get there and see who you're up against.
And you don't know what the judges want.
Yeah.
You know, you could get one set of judges, and I've seen it where you get the same set of judges 2 weeks in a row. 1 week they awarded absolute dick skin peeled, shredded, you know, veins and dry everywhere, and then and then the next week, like absolutely full and bubbly. The same judges for the same federation.
Yeah.
So how do you know? Like I just turn up as good as I can, and then with the help of my coach, like this year with James, and we will put the best package on stage we can do.
Yeah.
And if we come last, we come last. If we win, we win. You know, happy days. But just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I care about. I enjoy it. You know, medals and trophies and all that. That's just a bonus.
Yeah. You're doing what you love at the end of the day.
Yeah. I'm not doing it to get my flowers. I'm doing it because I like it. Yeah.
So we've talked about the coaching, and we've talked about obviously your step into the fitness industry, your levels of competing, and so forth. So let's get a bit personal.
Okay.
So how everything that you do, family, shop, coaching, or going to shows and competes, how do you fit everything in and manage it on a day-to-day basis?
Because I have to. Like, to be fair, it's slightly different for me because I don't live with my children. They're from a past relationship. So not that I don't have to worry about them, but it's not like I think, I have to get home a certain time for my kids or anything like that, because I see them at weekends, on a Sunday when I'm closed or whatever. And also they're teenagers now as well, so they don't give a shit about seeing dad. You know, just give me money for trainers. You know, but and then obviously I've got Katie, my other half at home, but she works long hours herself. You know, and also gets up early in the morning to train like I do. So we kind of go in sync in that. So it just goes into place. Like, I don't really need to think about it. Like, she finishes work at 6 o'clock, I shut the shop at 6 o'clock. We both obviously live in the same house, which is 20 minutes away from here, 20 minutes away from her work. So we often get home at the same time, unless one of us pops to supermarket to buy more chicken and rice or whatever.
Sunday shop.
Yeah, but it kind of just works. So I don't really need to think about it. Yeah.
So you've just built up a natural routine to
just a rhythm. Yeah, and since me and Katie have been together, she's only known me as a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So my lifestyle, although granted, when I first met her, I wasn't competitive. I was just beginning that my second phase of bodybuilding. We've always, I've always been on meal plan for the last 6 years we've been together. You know, I've always been to restaurants and slipped out to have my Tupperware in a car while our family are having, burgers and pies and shit, whatever. So, so we've never had to change a routine because it's always been the routine.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And it's an interesting point, Ed, you've made there, because obviously Katie has only ever known you as a bodybuilder, someone who's deeply ingrained into the lifestyle. Do you think it's important to have a partner who is going along the journey with you?
Yeah, like well, Katie's not a bodybuilder, so
Yeah.
you know, but she understands it. I think you, at the very least, need to have a partner that's supportive.
Yeah.
And they have to understand that, as harsh as it sounds, bodybuilding is going to come first, because it's your whole lifestyle. And I don't mean it first, like, you know, if there was a problem, I'm there to fix it. You know, bodybuilding takes a side step. But what I mean is, my whole life is based around that.
Yeah.
And some people go, "Oh, it's sad. Your whole identity's that." Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. And do you know what? I love it.
Yeah.
You know, same as some people are footballers. Some people identify as high roxers or homosexual, whatever one you want to call it. And then, but same thing, innit? But like, is that allowed to stay in?
She's gone down. Yeah.
But like, it's. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. People kind of give bodybuilders a harsh time for identifying as bodybuilders, but people do it in all sports. You know, like I've got a mate who plays Sunday League football. He's got 2 left feet.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to mention his name, but for years we called him Toblerone foot because he couldn't kick a ball in a straight line, right? And that was me in football, to be fair.
Oh.
But in his head, he's a footballer.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how he lives his life. So, yeah, you need someone that can relate and identify.
Yeah.
And if they're not supportive, it isn't going to work.
Yeah.
Because it is all consuming. You know, like especially if you're competing, it takes over everything. Like we'll go on holiday, for example. Like I've been in prep on holiday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people looking like, oh, why is he weighing out his chicken and rice at the all-you-can-eat buffet? Like, weird guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever. Like, why are you eating everything on the buffet, you fat slob?
Yeah.
Like,
So there's a difference basically between somebody saying, like, for example, us, we weigh out all our food, of course, because that's what's on our plan. But like, instead of somebody being like, why are you weighing out your chicken versus just because I'm not doing it doesn't mean I have to question why you're doing it because I understand what you're going through.
Yeah. And just understand that, like, in prep gets hard, right? Like, there are people that piss and moan about it. I don't moan about it, but it does get hard. It's physically taxing. It's mentally taxing. You're drained. You're tired, you know? So you might get home from work at the end of the day and you just want to, just give me half hour to sit in silence, please. Let me unwind and process the day. And some people can't understand why that is.
Yeah.
Like, Katie knows I need my space. Or like, we've got plans for the day. I'm like, yeah, we can do our plans, but first I need to go and get my steps in.
Yeah.
First I need to go and do my cardio. You know, we'll get up and go here for the day, but I need to set my alarm an hour earlier because I've got to go gym and train.
Yeah.
They need to understand that.
Yeah.
And if they can't understand it, it just won't work.
Yeah.
But from what you've just described there, it sounds like you, when it is personal time, or you know, you and Katie's plans over the weekend, you don't fit your personal life around the fitness. You will make adjustments to the schedule. So if Katie says, right, we need to be here at 10 o'clock, you're then up at 7 o'clock, so make sure you...
Yeah. Like,
it's not like, no, we can't do it at 10 o'clock. We have to do it at 12 o'clock so I can go and train. So
there are some instances where we might need to compromise and meet in the middle or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, I will adjust it. Or say, for example, my rest day is on a Sunday or on a Wednesday, for example, and I train on a Sunday, but Katie's got plans on a Sunday. Well, I'll train on a Wednesday and have my rest day on a Sunday. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there are always ways around it. Like, you can still have a social life, although I'm not the most sociable person, to be fair.
True.
Like, I don't really like human beings. But like, yeah, I'd rather sit at home and chill and watch Netflix or YouTube than go to a pub. Like, obviously, when we were younger, we were different. We were ravers, we were DJs, and you know, we'd have a good time. But now I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's not because of bodybuilding. Like, when people say, oh, you don't drink, is that because you're a bodybuilder? No, I don't drink because I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing to do with me being a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
I know plenty of bodybuilders that still go out and have a beer or a cocktail or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, you know, people just assume that you don't do things because you're a bodybuilder. Yeah.
So talking of your social life, I say in inverted commas because you don't like people, talk us through a day off. What do you do on a day off?
I rarely have a day off, in fairness. The joys of being self-employed and running a business. But if I do, I'll probably go to a gym and train. Yeah.
I'm talking a rest day.
No, a rest day. No. So, do you know what? It all depends. Like, my happy place is by the water. Mm-hmm. So if we can go to the beach or to a lake or whatever and spend some time to chill, that's my type of thing. Yeah. Like, I love, like, if ever I have a day where I'm feeling low or sad, which to be fair is rare, I head for the sea.
Yeah.
That's my...
Tranquility.
Yeah. That'd be a day off for me. Like, an ideal day off would be a nice meal, and for me, that's normally like a Turkish or something like that. That's my favourite.
Yeah.
And a day at the beach, and a walk.
Nice.
Go into flannels and buy some overpriced clothes. That's that's a
Yeah.
day for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy with that.
Cool. You've already answered one of the quickfire questions that we've got lined up.
Yeah.
Just lastly, in terms of personal life and how it incorporates into business life as well, what are the sacrifices that you have to make, or some of the bigger sacrifices that you have made?
In terms of starting a business, with certain financial things, like for example, before I opened the shop, I had a nice, I drove a Range Rover, a nice one. I've had a Porsche, nice watches, all that kind of stuff. And then I have to realise at the moment, no, I don't have those things. Well, actually, I still do have a nice watch, but that's because I had it before.
Yeah.
But like, I don't drive a big flash car at the moment because that money is invested in a business.
Yeah.
And yes, I could go out and finance a car. I'm not a fan of having finance. If I can't buy it, I can't have it.
Yeah.
That's how I live. So there are certain things that I don't, like I might have gone shopping in Harrods, for example, and bought some designer clothes. Now I might still have the designer clothes, but I'm going to try and find them in a sale.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's compromises, a lot of financial compromises. And whereas I might have gone into Marks and Spencer's and bought a bougie steak, now I might pick it up in Aldi.
Yeah.
If James gives me a steak.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, so it's just finding compromise. Like, you can still live.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need fancy things. And obviously I've got a bit less time. But then in property, as you well know, I didn't have much time anyway. Like, I could have come from London back to Bedford and someone's phoned me and said, Ed, you've got a burst water main. Back to London you go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm used to always being busy. I'm not good at not being busy.
So it's materialistic things
Yeah.
basically that you've sacrificed.
Yeah, and I'm not a massively materialistic person. Like, I like nice things,
Yeah.
but I don't care if I don't have them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you live within your means.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, ultimately, and I think that's the biggest sacrifice, is learning to live within your means and manage
Yeah.
what you've got at the time for the greater good, to get a bigger thing. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you. Right, we'll jump into some quickfire questions.
Yeah. Bonus round.
Yeah. Do I win a prize?
Yeah. Get some supplements.
All right.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Okay. I think I already know the answer to this. If you could have one cheat meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Turkish.
Turkish.
All day long.
What's the order?
Yeah.
Mixed grill, Turkish mixed grill. Yeah, with rice over chips. And even before I was bodybuilding, it'd be Turkish rice,
Yeah.
bread and hummus,
Yeah.
and the mixed grill. Yeah, for me.
I just knew you'd say that.
Yeah, or I don't mind a burger, to be fair, but it'd be Turkish over a burger all day long. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, don't mind that. Biggest bugbear in the industry?
Dickheads.
That's life, right?
Yeah. Egos.
Yeah.
Like, people that think they're better than they are, or people that feel they're entitled. Like, there is a well-known coach, I'm not going to mention a name on here, that he's quite known for having a bit of an ego.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the guy looks fantastic. Like, he is a phenomenal bodybuilder. So I'm going to credit where credit's due. But he's a bit of a dickhead. And he's a bit arrogant. And it winds me up. Yeah. And in the shop world, people coming in and asking for a discount just because they're entitled to a discount. Like,
we were talking about this actually.
yeah, like, go and do that in
Tesco.
Tesco.
Yeah.
Load up the conveyor belt with your food, and at the end go, can I have 20 quid off?
Yeah.
No, you can't. Like, if I want to give you a discount, I'll offer you one.
Yeah.
Don't just come in and ask for one.
And it's
If
the-
anything, I'm going to put the price up.
Yeah, it's the independents that need the money more than
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Tesco's,
Yeah.
because you can't imagine going into JD Sports,
Yeah.
getting 3 pairs of trainers on the counter saying,
Give us one for free.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are people that do, but they'll be told where to go.
Yeah.
And the same
I mean,
as
don't
life.
get me wrong. I go into a lot of shops and ask if they take discount only because I am a nurse and
Different,
do
you get a blue light card. But that's a very different thing. Like,
not
I
just because I fancy it.
Yeah, like if somebody comes in here with a blue light card, of course I look after you, man. You're the ones that keep the country running. Do you know what I mean? You keep people alive. The police are keeping people safe. Maybe not, but you know what I mean. They're meant to. But you know what I mean. Fire brigade put fires out. The army protect the country. You come in one of those, I'll look after you. Not a problem.
Yeah.
But like, not just because you,
Entitled. Yeah.
not just because you fancy a discount.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
Okay. If you could take one supplement for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Trenbolone. No, I'm joking. No.
Trenbolone.
No, it
is
was.
it? Oh.
Yeah. No, it would probably be creatine, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great answer.
It's the most widely studied supplement, boosts performance, mental cognitive benefits,
Yeah.
good for you. Yeah, probably a creatine.
Creatine.
Yeah.
Perfect.
nice.
Good.
Favorite gym gym group music. What's that say?
Go to gym music.
No, I'm reading the bottom one.
Oh, favourite gym group muscle to train
Oh, right, okay.
versus worst. For example, chest and legs.
I don't dislike any of them because I love what I do.
Yeah.
So I don't have a worst, genuinely. Maybe in order, I'd probably say arms is bottom, but only because it's quick and short and boring. Like, not boring, but like it's over quick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can't.
No one wants that.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly that. Yeah. No one wants a minute, man. And I think my favourite day is pull day.
Okay.
Yeah, I love a pull day. And you know what I think it was? Because I used to have really shit lats. And to be fair, they're still not that great. But they were awful. So I really worked hard on my back to bring it up. And now I just love training back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I know this is quickfire. If you do, I obviously I don't have an arms day in my plan at the moment. But I always feel the best training sessions are the one where I come out, not blowing, but I've got a pretty good sweat on. With arms, you just...
So what's your favourite muscle group to train? Shoulders.
Yeah, probably a push day.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I'm really enjoying training legs, but I think that's more because I've had so many knee injuries that I can actually now train legs.
They always say if you enjoy training legs, you're not training them hard enough.
Yeah, I mean...
Up your game, big boy.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not. But, I think, just from the fact that because I've had the tendonitis twice and ligament damage, that when I can actually train legs, it's almost like praise Jesus.
No, I get that. Arms. The only good thing with arms, you train arms, you get a wicked pump, and you walk out feeling all nice. Yeah. But I don't have a specific. I have a delts and arms day. Yeah. So again, it's slightly different. But I love pull day. Yeah, for me.
Can you guess what my favourite day is? No, not my favourite day. Can you guess what muscle group I love?
So I'm going to say shoulders because you could have trained legs and you'll put up an Instagram post saying I've got a delt pump today.
Yeah.
So.
I get that. No, my favourite muscle group to train is quads.
And in fairness, it shows because your quads are probably your strongest body part. Yeah. So.
Finally, as a former DJ.
Yeah.
What's your go-to gym music?
Garage, man. I'm a garage boy. 90s London raised. Yeah. Born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, UK garage. But having said that, I don't mind a bit of drum and bass in the gym.
Okay.
If I want to get aggressive, drum and bass all day long. I don't. It does my head in when you go into like a gym and they're playing. I don't even know. Tell you Zara Larsson or something. I'm trying to think who my daughters might. They probably don't listen to any of them. Yeah. It's just someone I've heard on the radio in the car. But just get it in the fucking bin. Yeah.
I found since training at Muscle Hut and this week at Nitro, my AirPods stay in my bag.
Yeah. I don't. Do you know what? I used to think, what kind of weirdo doesn't train with headphones on? But you go to a gym with the right music. Like I'll do my cardio with headphones on because I might watch a podcast or something like that. But yeah, for me, like Muscle Hut is a lot. It depends what one you go to because I've been to a couple of Muscle Huts. The Milton Keynes one where we go into, and Darren, who's normally there on the morning shift when we're on there, Darren's the same age as us. He's also a London boy, so he's going to put the garage on if he's in control. Whereas if you go into Nitro, Loz and Ash will often have a bit of drum and bass. And then if you go in the morning and Andy's in, you'll have a bit of drum and bass, a bit of hip hop. I don't mind a bit of old school hip hop actually in the gym as well, a bit of Biggie or whatever. Showing our age again. But yeah, I'm a garage through and through. It's nice that garage is having a bit of a resurgence as well. But yeah, that's my thing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Ed, listen, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Especially during the working day where we've had to pause a couple of times for customers, which is a sign of...
I've lost about 10 sales because of you two.
Yeah,
you owe me money.
There's people queuing up there because they've had enough now.
Fuck off, we're closed.
Everything will be linked in the description for the shop, the clothing, the coaching. We'll stick it all in the YouTube description. Oh yeah, we didn't get around to talking about being a sponsored athlete and sponsoring athletes yourself. That will be in part 2. There will be many more videos to come. But yeah,
thank you obviously very much.
No worries, thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'm going to go and eat a burger.